It's that time again, guys. Another season of Setup Makeover is here. The show where I select a subscriber and give his or her setup a makeover. Now, the subscriber that got selected lives in South Carolina, and this is the first time I'm leaving California to do something like this. Needless to say, I was very anxious and excited at the same time. I mean, what can go wrong? Hey guys, so we're finally here in South Carolina in the city of Chara. I think that's how you say it, which is practically in the middle of nowhere. And I know that because I've been trying to find an Uber or a Lyft for the past 45 minutes and there's nobody around to pick us up. So luckily Heath came into the rescue. His dad is actually on the way to pick us up and take us to Heath's house so that we can give him a brand new setup. Heath.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good, how are you, man?
I'm good.
Nice to finally meet you in person.
Nice to meet you too. I bet you've never been out this far in the country before, have you?
I have not, no, this is definitely a change for me. Hi, how are you today?
This is Stacy, my Heath.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I think the first time I spoke to Heath was back in June of 2018, I believe. So I've been planning this well over 5 months now, and we only had one shot to do this. There is no going back. So if anything got damaged during the flight, or if I left some parts back at home, then I was pretty much screwed and there's nothing I could do about it. I was really just hoping everything went according to plan. Also, a quick note, there were some parts of the audio that got corrupted and I found out about it after the shoot. So if my voice is really low in some parts, that's what happened. All right, it looks just like the pictures.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, this is it right here. Well, we got this from Staples when they were going out of business. Okay. The original price on the disc was like $500.
$500?
Yeah, and we ended up paying like $100 for it.
$100, wow, that's a good deal. What is that? What's up with the green tape?
If you look around the edges, had a disc that's starting to peel apart.
Oh, so you just covered it with the green tape?
Because the way I sit, I kind of rest my elbow on the disc.
Okay.
And it was rubbing my elbow, so just to kind of protect my elbow.
Oh, I see. To cover up the rough edges over here?
Yeah.
Interesting, okay. My first impressions of Heath's setup was exactly the same as before when I looked at the pictures from the submissions. It's definitely outdated and it could definitely use some tweaking. And I see you got the PC down here.
Yeah, I used to have a stand it sat on, a little wood stand that came with a desk.
Okay.
But I don't know what happened to it. I ended up.
Is this custom made or is it pre-built?
No, it's pre-built from Dell. It was one of their Game Edition PCs that came out.
So yeah, it looks like you have a U9650 at 8 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM.
DDR2.
DDR2?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're gonna fix that today. How is it handling in gaming for 960?
Well, I play a lot of World of Warcraft, and with all the updates over the years, like I used to get pretty decent frame rates with it, but now, like especially in town, I mean, my frame rates drop like down at 17 frames per second and stuff like that.
You play World of Warcraft 17 frames per second?
Yeah.
How do you do it, Heath?
Well, as long as I'm away from town and everything, it'll jump up to like 70.
Okay, but in battles and like...
Yeah, I can't raid it. I used to raid a lot, but I can't anymore now because when you get 25 people together,
oh, that's gonna be hard on that.
It does like 5 frames per second, so I gave up with it.
When I met Heath in person, I quickly realized how amazing he is. I mean, this guy is the most genuine and kind-hearted person I've ever met in my life. He's intelligent, he's funny, and despite his situation, he's so positive and optimistic about everything. I can just feel the energy radiating from him when I started talking with him.
I'm 42 years old. I've lived in South Carolina all my life. I grew up just down the road from where I live at currently. Been living here, me and my wife have been married for, in June will be 17 years.
Do you want to tell us about the accident, if you're
Yeah,
comfortable
sure.
with it?
I was 16, senior year of high school, swimming. I mean, place I swam at all my life, and just happened to dive in some shallow water that day, and it cracked my C5 and C6 vertebrae, left me paralyzed from really about my underarms down, so can't use my fingers and stuff like that. Still have feeling and stuff like that throughout my body, but just can't move. But you know what? I mean, as bad as that may seem, I've met a lot of guys and girls too who have similar accidents, and it left them off a lot worse, in a lot worse situation. I mean, I'm really blessed because I had pretty decent doctors and stuff like that, and I had family that care. A lot of people you meet nowadays, they don't have family that cares about them, what happens to them, and they end up with a lot more health issues. And I had to go to the hospital a couple years back, and the nurses there were like amazed, like, you look, we get most of the people that come in here in your situation, they have so much more health issues. And for the most part, I mean, I'm healthy. I don't have any kind of, I live my life just like anybody else, Right. I mean, I get up, I do the things I have to do. I just have to do it a different way.
Yeah. Wow. So how does that affect you while gaming or using a computer, for example?
Since I can't use my fingers, I use a pencil and I stick it right here, and I can type on the keyboard like that. You learn to adapt. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, I don't have the finger uses. I can't do, fine precision stuff. I used to play, like, if I was to play Fortnite or something like that, all those complicated moves, I mean, I can do it somewhat, but it's a little bit more difficult for me. Okay. So I try to set up things or set up macros on the keyboard or stuff like that to be able to help me move a little bit better so that I'm not at such a disadvantage to playing and things like that.
I see. What about the mouse use?
Mouse use, I lay my hand on the mouse just like this right here,
okay.
Palm side up, and I use my pinky, left click. Tilt my hand, right click, and move the mouse.
And that works out for you?
Yep. I've been doing it for,
You're probably used to it then at this point.
It's like I said, you learn to adapt and
right.
Find ways to get around what other people take for granted.
Right. That's awesome. So you say you do streaming. Where's your webcam?
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one? So you just stream no webcam?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I started back in the early part of the year doing it some, but my PC's got where it crashes a lot more. So it's kind of hard to stream now because it crashes so much. I'll be in the middle of stream or just started 5 minutes streaming and it just crashes and it started everything. Yeah.
Really? Wow. That won't be an issue after I'm done with this setup. So.
Okay. Well, I will say this. I appreciate you taking the time. I know this is a big jump from your normal routine and stuff, but I appreciate you doing this for me. It means a lot. And like I said, when somebody does something for you, you can't take it for, don't take it for granted. Because, and not just in this, but in anything in life. I mean, you never know what one small thing that you do for somebody, how it can affect somebody else, how it can improve their life,
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you. And you're more than welcome, Heath. Heath is truly a good person, and I knew without a doubt, looking through the final 10 applications, that he was going to be the chosen one for season 3. He's someone who spends most of his day indoors, so if there is anything that I can do, even to make his day slightly better, then I'm all for it. So we got to work. Me and my cousin started taking apart his setup. The desk was actually the hardest thing to take apart. All the pieces were connected together, and I think it took us over an hour and a half just to remove that from his room. We also got pretty hungry afterwards, so Heath ordered us some pizza and we took a quick break. I learned not to expect anything when you're in a stranger's house, but the fact that they cared enough to get us some food really says something about their character, and both me and Bob were very grateful to Heath and his wife for the hospitality. you.